Laura is about 100 miles away from my home that I grew up with. But when I first got my first camera, my mother gave it to me when she used to work at the drugstore here. And my first picture was of the Laura, and it was like the cows in the front yard at the time. So I still have that picture. But I never knew who was connected at the Laura. I had some, well, not suspicion because many of the people in my community came from the Laura, but I didn't know any direct connections. Just recently, during my genealogy study, I found out that my mother's grandmother was actually at the Laura. Her name was Matilda Zena Nelson, and actually her parents were there as well. So it was a surprise. I've gotten to work with the Laura people a lot because it was my interest to find out who actually came from this plantation and connected with families that are here. There was two Spencer sisters that stayed in the house. Remember I told you I was run by females all the time? Well, ended up two Spencer stayed in the big house, this house right here. And my grandmother owned a ballroom in a grocery store not far from here. And she would send me to the back door, of course. I couldn't go to the front door of that house to get cow's milk, raw cow's milk, and chicken eggs. And I'd bring it, she'd boil the milk and she'd drink it right from that. So that was my experience. That's all I knew about this place. But when they opened it as a tourist place, they decided to tell the slave side. Most plantations here don't tell the slave side. They tell about the mint juleps, the hoop skirts, you know, hi y'all, and something like that. So frankly, when I come to a plantation, I'm not interested in the big house too much. I'm interested in what's behind that house.
Yes.
Okay? So a lot of us are starting to do that. Laura did that first. Br'er Rabbit, anybody listen to those stories while you were? I don't know if you saw the sign there. Slaves from Senegal here told the stories of Br'er Rabbit. And a historian by the name of Alcé Forché, and he was a native son, he interpreted so there's always a controversy between him and Chandler Harris, I think his name. He's the one that really wrote Br'er Rabbit, but they're all the same tales. And he did it too, and his was a French version, but back in the speak, I don't speak French. So, and this one and Whitney Plantation, I'm not supposed to say this because it's not plantation, but no, seriously, Whitney opened up, and what they did was they dedicated the plantation grounds to all of the slave children that died before they reached a certain age, and then list all of their names and put on it. So anyway, for this particular place, I was telling her that I had the opportunity of making a video, a documentary here called Reconstructing Creole. The house was built by master craftsmen from Africa. So they're going to tell you, I'm really stealing some of the show.
It's okay.
But it was without a nail, guys, and she's going to show y'all that. It was a peg and Roman numeral system, so there was a fire. And the guys today were trying to redo it. They couldn't figure it out. So they documented putting the house back together, and they called it Reconstructing Creole. Cause it's a Creole house because of the way it's colored, the painting, the bright color is Creole. That's my connection with this place. And I was telling her that I have a cousin named Jay Sheck Snyder. My name is Sheck Snyder. It's German, I'm German chocolate. Jay is a white male. He works here as assistant director, and I met him on tape. So we come from the same lineage, but, you know, here is, you know, race is kind of a touchy subject still. We don't have any confrontations, but, you know, it's kind of like stuff, you know, because you know you're related, but you don't admit it and you don't want to admit it. Yeah. Whatever. So, you know, we went through that. So Jay and I did the video, and we met on tape. What Laura has done here, I'm holding this up, in this room, they've tried to connect families that came from this plantation. And because I do genealogy, they found my genealogy chart, and it's found a lot of the families that I had, so I got to help them a little bit. So let's go in here and just kind of look at some of the pictures.